Well, kia ora te whānau. Welcome here to Massey Park in Papakura. It is finals day of the New Zealand Rugby League Domestic Championship, and we are now welcoming you to the women's final between the counties Manukau Stingrays and the Akarana Falcons. Akarana winning the final last year, looking to defend their title here in 2025. The counties Manukau going through the season unbeaten. Can they do the double with the men's team having just won the men's Premiership by 46 points to nil against the Canterbury Bulls? So can it be a stellar day for counties, or can Akarana upset counties' hopes and defend their title from last year? That's what we are about to find out over the next couple of hours for you. Won't be easy with both teams coming to this one in pretty good form, although Akarana in a dress rehearsal for the final couldn't compete with the counties Manukau Stingrays last week. And good to see support for Tusa Lafaeli there. What a year it's been for him and his Otahu Leopards and counties Manukau Stingrays men's teams. But it's all about the women's game now. Willie Poaching alongside me for this game today. And last week we saw counties thump Akarana by 44 points to 4. What are you expecting today?
Yeah, good afternoon, Glenn. Well, it's a final, and I expect things to level up a little bit more than what they were last week. But yeah, counties were on fire, and as you've been mentioning, they'll be looking to continue the winning formula that the counties organisation have had already started by the men's. But it's been 5 fantastic weeks of New Zealand Rugby League Premiership, especially for the women's. Last week, we'll see if that was a surprise or not, and what Akarana can do to turn that around.
Indeed, and there has been a few changes to both teams ahead of this game, which we'll get to in just a moment. Here is what they're playing for, the women's teams. We're about to take to the field in just a moment. Nice to see the counties men's team giving their team a guard of honour. Crystal Rota's team has a couple of changes in it, and here's an interesting one. Last week, number 1 here, Tuiala, was playing as a loose forward, but she's back to fullback this week with Manasseh not available for this game. That's forced a bit of a reshuffle. Tuluono Wanga is back into the centres. That's pushed former Kiwi Ferns centre Amber Carney to the wing, but Platinum Masters comes in to start in the number 6 jumper, and in the forwards still a very powerful pack with Toya playing in the number 8, the 18-year-old prop. She gets to start in this game. Angelina Hunt, who's going to captain the team, her sister Oshio Leotawa at number 12, and the powerful running and nippy little number 9 too. Joseph is one to keep your eye on. Let's hear from the former Kiwis Fern captain and counties coach Crystal Rota right now.
Well, Crystal, is everyone fit and ready to play today?
Yeah, we've had a couple of injuries off the back of last week's game, but everyone that was available is fit to play, and the girls are just really excited to get out there.
Gone through the round robin component unbeaten, finished top of the table. How does that change your approach to the game in that context?
It doesn't change anything really for us. We've got to approach this game as if it was any other game. Obviously it's a grand final, so it comes with a little bit more final footy pressure. Yeah, but the preparation hasn't changed. We've had our trainings, we had a captain's run yesterday, and yeah, no, the preparation's been exactly the same as it has all season.
Beat them by 40 points last week. What are you expecting them to change to try and close that deficit?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they would expect to change. I guess with their coaching maybe speaking about some defences lapses that they may have had, but you know, we're just been sort of focused on what we've got to do today, how we rise to the occasion of it being a grand final, and just going out there, and the most thing I want for our ladies is to enjoy the moment.
Brilliant, all the best today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Crystal Rota. Interesting change too to see Taylor Osborne, who's been captaining this counties team, off the interchange, drop back to the interchange for this game. Now, here is the Akarana team, and unfortunately for them today, well, fortunately for the player herself, Paulina Morris-Ponga, she's not playing today because she's been selected in the Cook Islands team for the upcoming international season. So, first of all, congratulations to Paulina Morris-Ponga. She's been in great form, but what a loss for Akarana. Does push Marlena Lavia, who's been on the wing, back to fullback for the game, in a position she's equally comfortable of playing. Sekeni comes back into the team too, number 6, Stacey Sekeni, after playing the first 3 games. That forward pack is unchanged from last week, apart from Ellen, who comes back into the side. She's been playing in the second row. But Taupo, one to watch. Taylor playing at prop, wearing number 4. Now, Charlotte Scanlon not available today. She's up in Papua New Guinea as the assistant Papua New Guinean coach, who's about to play the Australian Prime Minister's 13 today. So let's hear from the Akarana camp now.
Well, Tisha, how's the preparation gone this week?
I know it's been really good. We've been working on some of the small things that we needed to concentrate on. Focus from last week, use those learnings and transition them into our trainings for this week. So it's been really good.
That is the big question for this game. How do you turn around last week's 40-point loss to the Stingrays?
Our focus was just using it as a learning opportunity, and just concentrate on our game, our processes, our policies. Those things have been working for us all through the season. So we just wanted to fine-tune that.
And where do you need to be really good to win the game?
All over the park. That would be a great start, but I think just sticking to our processes, they have worked for us thus far, and again, just using last week as a learning.
Brilliant. All the best today. Hope it goes well for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Charlotte Scanlon, unfortunately not here today, but again, what an opportunity for her to get some international footy experience, Willie. Awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And she's done a great job in the coaching arena thus far, and she's still a novice, but being given the opportunity to work in that environment internationally, fantastic for her. But the team's in great hands, and they'll be looking to deliver a good performance today for their absent coach.
Good conditions too for the game today. The temperatures in the early 20s. Summer's coming.
Thankfully.
Exactly. A little breeze is going to be behind Counties, it looks like, in the first half. So that wind coming from right to left as we look at it. But this Counties team looking pretty powerful. But Akarana's team getting a little stronger. I reckon Ratama back in the centres today. Sekini into that 5/8 jersey. There's no doubt this team from Akarana is going to have their hands full. Jack Fevers has got the whistle for this one.
And the biggest area that they've got to improve on for mine from last week for Akarana is the sheer physicality that the Counties Manukau team play with, especially with the likes of Angelina Hunt. They've got to be strong in front up, especially now defensively.
Well, indeed, especially with Homaha, Lessor and Osborne coming off the interchange today. There is three very good middle forwards coming off the interchange that are as good as the starters. Now, Toya, interesting to see the 18-year-old prop get the start today. Big moment for her too. As Counties Manukau look to make something of this first possession as Joseph gives it out to Pukaya. And now back is Saviiti, who's playing in the 11 jumper today, usually a middle forward, but playing on the edge in this game. Counties Manukau looking to power up the middle of the field straight away through Hunt. Just seen her husband win the men's premiership. Can she do the same for the women's team as Masters nudges that one through? Bounces nice and kindly for Akarana, but it's a good set from Counties to start the match.
Yeah, an outstanding set, as we said, rolling their sleeves up, punching through with their physicality, getting some ruck speed and getting 65 metres upfield before they were able to get a kick away. Just really in control of proceedings with that first set already.
Now there's going to be needing some brave performances in this Akarana team today. Certainly capable of it. Defensively, they're going to have to really tighten up. Pepe, the Akarana 18s player from earlier on this year, with that carry. Akarana working the ball away again. Barnett with the kick. All the way down to the fullback here, who is Tuiala. And as I said, she was loose forward last week. And she played brilliantly in that game.
And she was outstanding in the 13 jersey, playing off the back of some quick ruck speed. Her footwork, especially late in the game, was really dangerous and troublesome for Akarana. We'll see how that pans out with a bit of space at fullback.
Interesting to see Coach Rota move her back to the back for this game. And there's a little play the ball error from Jarell Lotto. She's been having an excellent campaign for Counties Manukau, but there's the first error of the game.
Yeah, disappointing error for Counties, just out of nothing. A bit of sloppiness in the ball control. Comes out loose and turns it over, but there's a significant difference already and the difference in line speed that they've had one set each, and there's a fragmented line from Akarana, whereas counties are really unified in their line, coming up aggressively and really causing some trouble.
Well, direct running is going to be the order of the day for Akarana. That's Sekene. That's a good run. Oh. Hit hard was Uhila, the young winger. Here comes Shannon. Now she's going to be a key player for Akarana in this game. Alice Shannon, another Mount Albert Lions player in this side today. Taupo, who's arguably been the standout forward for Akarana, if not in the whole competition. Tuileipa wants to go back here, and referee Fevers has just paused, and here's an injury to Platinum Masters. She does not look in good shape.
No, I didn't see what happened here. It's when Uhila was putting on some dancing feet, bit of friendly fire there, and may have just, looks like an ankle or a knee.
Yeah, Masters, look at that. She's not in good shape there at all. Well, fortunately, counties have Tiana Thompson on the interchange today. Another equally adept half. Well, if Masters not able to continue, they are losing their best goal kicker.
I like some of the stuff that Akarana are doing already. I'm talking about the power that they possess in this county's Manukau side, and it is superior to what Akarana have got. So to get some success, they're going to have to move the ball, play a little bit wider off the ruck. We saw that run from Uhila when on the fringes, getting one-on-one, dancing feet, using their speed. Nelvazine Taupo getting wider off the ruck. I like some of their plan at the moment. They've got to keep executing it that way.
Well, based on that, it looks like Masters' day is done. Oh, that's a blow for counties. As I said, they have good depth on the interchange with Thompson, who's featured in 3 of the games, starting in 2 of them. At 5/8, here comes Akarana. Nice space on that occasion for Lavi, who came in from fullback. She's wearing the 18 for Akarana in this game. Oh, Taupo hit hard. Good contact from Hunt. They're going to have a good battle in the game. Tuileipa. Now, oh, just dropped, unfortunately, for Akarana there by, I think that was Shannon. No, it's Ratama standing a bit wider there in the centres.
And nice play design. They go to the left, they come back to the middle, get the defence moving around, they see some space. Had Ratama been able to take it, she had a nice 2-on-1. So they're finding space, backing it up with some good D.
Oh, what? Alice Shannon in there. Also excellent hit there by Akarana's Alicia Taylor. She's wearing 4 but playing in the front row. Very versatile player. Another injury there to Shannon this time, struggling to get to her feet and back play for the Falcons. And here is a penalty coming the way of Counties Manukau's Frisia Pakaya. They weren't fast enough getting off Frisia Pakaya.
Yeah, disappointing for Akarana. They had some real control, and they were causing some disillusion in the county side. There were a few runners really willing to put their hand up. Just a penalty there from Taylor, holding on too long. Just lets them off a little bit easier than what they would have liked to.
Tupaia. He was a try scorer last week in that 44-4 win for Counties Manukau. They've not been troubled in any of their games coming into this final. Been in Waikato 32-4, Wellington 38-0, Auckland 36-14, and Canterbury 44-14. Thompson out there now. Akarana have had wins over all of those teams as well, but not by as bigger margins. Joseph back on the inside. Here's Hunt. This is where she's really dangerous. Angelina Hunt. And there she is over to score the try. She is such a handful, Angelina Hunt. And it's 4-0 to Counties Manukau.
Well, in the game last week where these two met, she was the best on ground by a mile. And she's kicked this game off in the same fashion in what she finished last week. And just see the Akarana defence, one marker over chasing, turning it back to the power runner, Angelina Hunt. Her husband already celebrating the win for the men's team. She's looking to get a medal herself, and she's looking like she's going to carry her team on her back, opening the scoring here. Great running and a great return for Counties Manukau.
Yeah, first try. Last year, these two teams met in the final as well, by the way. Akarana winning 12-10. A very close game. Counties, much like their men's team, actually haven't won this women's title for a little while. Last time they won it was in 2020. That was during the COVID era. They beat the Falcons 34-4 in the grand final. Now here's Bakaya, who's taken over the goal-kicking duties from Masters, who's, of course, out of the game injured. And that one, I'm sure she'd like again.
And it's not the way she would have liked her first kick in the final, but we have seen better, and she has better in her.
Definitely has, Bakaya.
It makes it doubly disappointing, that penalty for Taylor down the other end when they were in control defensively. 3 good tackles, physical, getting in the face of the ball carriers for Counties Manukau. And then they concede the penalty, and in a flash, they're standing behind the sticks, conceding their first try of the game.
Yeah, no, but other than that, it's been a pretty solid start by the Falcons, and chasing the scoreboard, chasing Counties, not going to be easy. So their defence is going to have to be top shelf in this contest. All of these 13 players on the field are going to have to work extremely hard. That's Joseph. Now Loto. Joseph again. Here's Hunt. Force of nature. There's Angelina Hunt. Overrunning the pass. Here comes the next run. It's Wendy. In fact, that's Angelina's sister, Oshi Aotearoa. Both of them are sisters of Ali Aotearoa, who's in the Warriors, of course. There's Pakaya. There's Tualia. And now here's Tupaya. Last play now for Counties Manukau. Joseph. Here's Pakaya. Got that beautiful kicking game. Look at that, flying through. Is very close. Could still be a try. Gee, that was a close call for Dana Moon out on that right wing side.
As they say, don't ever let the football bounce. It can go anywhere. And Tupaya nearly got a second for Counties Manukau. She had too much time, Pakaya, for Akarana's liking. She was able to assess where she could put the ball, made it a really dangerous kick. And they get the ball back.
They do. It looks like it came off an Akarana player. So setting it up as a Desatoya. Inside the 10, here's Joseph. That's Pakaya. Flat pass. Coming out to Queenie Tupaya. Joseph again. That's Wendy Saviete. Joseph with a bit of space there. Look at a crash over Counties Manukau for their second. Not going to get it this time. That's brave defence. It was Jarell Loto going close. Tuiala. Tuiala scored a try just like this last week, and she stepped through a few players. Last play now for Counties. Joseph again. Beautiful pass, and it's Ambakani who's in to score. Forward pass though. Ambakani has had her 4-pointer denied by the referee Jack Fevers.
And they showed some steel there defensively. Akarana scrambling around. They threw some questions at him. And Tuiala showing some footwork through the middle, trying to find some fatiguing defenders. And they're looking like they were going to add a second try, but for a forward pass, they come away with one there, Akarana need to get up the other end.
Looking a little bit disorganised on those first 2 carries, particularly that first one. Now Barnett not happy. See barking out some orders there. Akarana try to get settled and sorted here. Pasese with that. Now here's Taylor. Tuialepa waits at dummy half. Claudia Barnett. And Ambakani doing an excellent job there to stay in field. There's that footwork we've come to love over many years. Ambakani.
Doing their best Roger Tuivasa-Schick impersonation.
Here's Tupaya. Hokaya at dummy half. Tuiala. She's not big, but she's tough. She's a tough player, is Lords Tuiala. That's Joseph. Loto drops it back for Aotearoa, looking to free those arms to that offload. Joseph again. Thompson. Kicking for Moon again, but she's just overcooked that one, or perhaps the bounce might favour them. In the end, it's played dead there by Uhila. It's going to be a line dropout.
And it was another nice kick. Placed in the field of play. Just dropped it on there. The replacement, Thompson, puts it in the right spot, causing trouble, and the winger from Akarana Uhila has no choice but to play at it. And that's just a sign. With the defenders chasing that hard, you can see it when they're carrying the ball and when they're defending. They've got a little bit more ferocity and purpose about what they're doing, counties, at this moment in time. Individually, I'm talking about. They're carrying the ball with a little bit more aggression and tackling a little bit more numbers and aggressive. You can see the chase then had something about it.
Carney. So the heat back on the Akarana Falcons team. Go back on defence. Saviete. Joseph. Nice hands from Hunt. Beautiful pass to her sister, Aotearoa. How do they keep her out? That was brave tackling by the Falcons. Here's a chance for counties again. Thompson. Try line right there. Joseph again gives it to Aotearoa. Toya keeps it alive. That's Bakaya. Now Hunt again looking for a double. Good tackling again by the Falcons. Last play now for the Stingrays. Beautiful pass from Bakaya, and Bakani's over. Well, moments ago she was denied by that forward pass. Not this time. Ambakani. The Kiwi Ferns rep from 2016 to 2018 in the World Cup. During that period's over to score. It is 8-0.
And a great show of skill, especially from the girls in the middle. Some interchange of passing. Moving the defensive line of the Akarana side around. And see the connections here. Toya, Angelina Hunt going close. And this is where they nearly scored a few moments ago. And Pokaya sees that the defence has tightened up and there's spaces out there for Carney. We saw a beautiful left foot step from Carney at the start of this series of plays. She puts it on again and gets herself a try. Well done, Amber Carney.
Yeah, Warriors NRLW player from 2018. 3-time New Zealand Māori All-Star as well. Amber Carney. Second try of the NZRL Premiership this year. Got one against the Falcons back in round 3. Now Pakaya. She kicked 4 goals last week. Much better connection this time, but still no conversion. So 8-0 the score remains. Amber Carney. Neat to see her still playing. She's 34 years of age now.
So she sprayed one right, one's gone left.
Next one down the middle, you reckon? Interesting to see Carney onto the wing today. No Liunga today. Out injured, so Carney pushed out to the wing.
Yeah, she got injured late in the game last week. Unfortunate for any player that plays the whole competition, and then you get to the big day, the big dance, and you can't make it through injury.
Yeah, it's sport, isn't it? Yeah, County usually plays in the centres, but today's County centres, Queenie Tupai and Florence Tuluonawanga. Here's Hunt. Look out, the wrecking ball is out there again. County's back to the halfway line already. Toya with the next carry. Huge future ahead of Odessa Toya. This front row, the number 8 for County's Manukau Thompson. Good hands, Aotearoa's got it. Joseph, Tiana Thompson once more. Tuiala up from fullback and straight through goes Tuiala. Can she step Lavia? Oh, that's magnificent. What a score there from Lords Tuiala, the 21-year-old.
And there were signs of this coming straight from the kickoff. As soon as Angelina Hunt got her hands on the ball, the defensive line was almost backing off her, rather than, as we were saying before, rolling up your sleeve, having some purpose and some bite in your tackles and getting in the face of the ball carriers. They get 60 metres on play 4. They shifted out to the left. Defenders non-existent. Tuiala, she turns Lavia inside out. Shows some great footwork. Nice play, deception. But at the end of the day, it was just speed and skill. And she did exactly the same thing last week whilst wearing the 13 jersey. A bit more space, she's become a bit more dangerous.
Yeah, brilliant finish there. Tough on Lavia. Just put in no man's land there by her opposite number. So let's see if your prediction's going to come true here. Will he poaching? I reckon it will.
I'll get some insurance and say I was talking about the other side of the field, but
oh, need a little bit of help from the upright, but it goes over. 14-0.
They're all worth the same.
Exactly. Well, the uprights are there for a reason. Sometimes you need a bit of help. Danger signs here, though, for Akarana in all seriousness, isn't there?
Yeah.
Alarm bells are ringing.
For sure. This early in the game, they haven't been able to throw a punch as far as any good ball sets are concerned yet. They don't want to get to half time with this being the story of the half. They've got to get their hands on the ball at some stage. And danger's always when you're conceding on the set straight after a kick-off.
Well, there's still 15 minutes to play until halftime. Hope you're enjoying the National Women's Premiership Final for 2025. Counties making no race of this game so far. It's just been relentless attack, and those penalties are not going to help either. The Akarana Falcons, the defending champions. High shot there.
Well, you could see their line. There were 3 players in front and 3 players in behind. And because they're broken, they're finding shoulders easily, and you're having to reach and grab. You're making yourself susceptible to that, giving penalties away.
Joseph. It's Wendy Saviete again. Good strong carry from her. Joseph. Ball kept alive by Pokaia. That's Tupaia. Out it comes to Kani. And Bakani inside the 20. Tupaia waiting at dummy half. Pokaia once more. Throwing herself into the line is Carlene Lesoa, who's come onto the field here. In fact, no, that's Sherelle Loto. Counties still have it. Thompson. This is looking good for Tuiala. Oh, beautiful wrap around, and there's a try to the veteran, Florence Tuluonawanga. Beautifully worked. The 35-year-old's over. And there's a fourth score for Counties, and that one was as good as the third try scored by Tuiala.
Yeah, straight after scoring, they go end to end, win a penalty on play 2, get it out to the left, and then they go coast to coast. Not only showing their physical prowess, but their skill as they start to pick on, unfortunately, Tuiala through the middle, finding offloads as they get it out to Carney, causing all sorts of carnage down on this left-hand side, and they shift it out to the right. Thompson, she finds Tuiala, and this is where they fooled me. I thought she was going to drop the winger off. And they came up with a nice double round play to get it over in the corner. And those alarm bells are ringing loudly now, Glenn.
They are indeed. Well, Florence Tuluona-Wanga, credit to her. That was when you're a player in that situation and you connect like that with your winger, that's just so satisfying.
Sweet. Now, when you have that synergy with the player around you and you almost play on instinct, it's such a cool, fun way to play, and almost, you know, it's dangerous to the opposition.
Yeah, it's almost indefensible. And there's Pakaya showing that first conversion attempt was a complete one-off. Magnificent conversion from the sideline from Frisha Pakaya. 20 points to 0.
And when things are going your way, everything else works. Great kick from Frisha Pakaya.
Well, Akarana, it's tough for them. Down 20 to 0, almost a point a minute. Taylor tries something different, but she's kicked it out on the full. Now back on defense, Akarana, no option.
Yeah, unfortunate for Alicia Taylor. Trying to kick the ball out and bounce it out and put a bit too much on it. Right now, they need a spark, Akarana. They need someone to come up with a big play, a big shot, a big carry, something to inspire them into turning this around.
Oh, hard hit there on Jarrell Lawtor. That's a good tackle coming in from Whainu'u Kerisoma, who's on the field now wearing 16 for the Falcons. Joseph, now to Thompson. Leotau, that right edge has been lethal so far for Counties. Joseph again waits at dummy half. Here's Lesoa. No, it's Homaha, in fact. Jamie Homaha out there now. Former Tani Wharo player. Former Waikato representative. Now here's a chance for Loto. Can't free the arms for the offload. It's a good tackle from Taupo. Osborne waits for the next carry. Uses a decoy this time. Pakaya. Oh, Savieti is through. Another score coming up for the Stingrays. And Wendy Saviete, who's made a really strong start to the game, gets in for try number 5.
Yeah, I asked them to find somebody who was going to inspire them. And Nelvazine Taupo, she's made 4 tackles in that set, trying to give her team a bit of a lift. And at the end, it was just a nice, subtle play here from Pakaya. See them flying out of the line again. Line being broken. Barnett couldn't come up with the tackle or enough of it. And in the end, as you said, they come up with their 5th try of the afternoon. And that's a great try to Toya.
That was Wendy Saviete who went over to score the try. Really nice job. That's try number 5 for Counties Manukau. Saviete's now scored, let's have a look here, 3 tries. The Premiership now, one against Waikato in round 1, another one in round 4 against Canterbury, and now this one. So here's Frisha Pakaya again. Now another one. 26 to 0.
And it took her a couple of goes, but she found her target. She found her mojo. And 26-0 already. The scoreboard, as you mentioned, now keeping ahead of the clock.
Here's Wendy Savietti. Yeah, look at that. Business time. Time for celebration despite one-way traffic in this game. Lavia to kick this one off for the Falcons. Tupaia. Almost making a hash of that. In fact, she has.
And those are the moments when you're down in the dumps and you're struggling, running uphill, and the treadmill's going as fast as it can. You're just finding no way out. These moments, a little bit of luck goes your way. You've got to use that to your fortune. They get their first attacking set in the half. This is their best position with the ball in the game. Let's see what they come up with. They don't have to score, but they have to put some pressure on the opposition.
Yes, the run from Sekene. We're going to spread it straight away to Uhila. Good support coming in from Sekene. Trying to get through Taylor Osborne. Former NRLW player for the Wests Tigers. Tuila Epa. Here's a charge at the little line from Whainu'u Kerisoma. Tuila Epa. Now it's Mafi Faukafa. Few metres out to Ilepa again. Now Barnett. Oh, it's been dropped there, unfortunately, by Pepe. And away comes Tupaia for Counties.
Yeah, just a double pump. And just showed her she was in two minds. And just again, needed to be assertive with her decision making. And try and not get Shani Pepe under pressure. Just let him off again.
Tuiala. Love watching her play. One of the smaller players, but he has tried to barge over a big forward right there. Osborne. For Counties. Joseph. Loto. She's having a terrific game. It's the 13 for Counties. Excellent all-round skillful player. Homaha. Hit hard this time by Fokava for Akarana. Jamie Homaha playing the ball there. Now Pukaya. Oh, it's been dropped there by Roach. Counties have got it again through Queenie Tupaia. Another opportunity coming for them perhaps right here as Osborne's tackled 15 out. Ooh, little error, no penalty coming. Tui Tupou's going to be the player penalised here. Sina Tui Tupou, the Marist Saints player.
Yeah, disappointing for Akarana, but at 26-0, you look at the score, but it's reflective of how dominant they've been, and they've earned it, Counties Manukau. That kick chase again. It was Tupaia and Carney putting loads of pressure there on Bex Roach. And they get a chance here, might score.
Tuiala. Nice play out of Moon. Oh, dropped it with the line right there, Dana Moon. It was beautifully set up from the likes of Tulu Ona Wanga and Tuiala, who came into the line here really nicely.
Yeah, Tuiala's looking dangerous, whether it's around the middle, on the edges. And just looked like Dana Moon was adjusting her grip on the ball to possibly dive and do a bit of a Dallin Watson as a Lesniak. And in the act of trying to readjust her grip, lost control and turned it over. But they're in the right part of the field, Counties Manukau.
Yeah, Akarana a long way down to the try line, is it? It's Lavia, down 26-0. Past Sese. These are the situations, though, you just got to take all that stuff out of it and just work hard. You do these little hit-ups one by one.
That's it. You're not going to take the lead between now and half-time, but you can put a good platform in for the second half here.
Got a little dab from Tuilepa there. couple of Counties players slow to their feet there, including Taylor Osborne. Now here's a chance for Barnett. Solid tackle on Pepe, the young back rower. Sese back to Barnett, who's trying to find some space behind the Counties. Oh, that bounce is favoured. Akarana, Kani. Tuiala looking to inject again. Could open up on this right edge this time. Oh, beautiful hands. Exciting play from Counties Manukau. Still in the field of play. Tuluwana Wanga it was, just staying in the field of play. Now this is Aotearoa. Omaha. Nice play from her. Joseph looking to capitalise from that offload. Oh, Loto. Ooh, penalty there.
Yeah, some interference in the ruck, just as the defender was trying to clear her way out. It looked like she kicked the ball. Messing it up, but again, just adding to their defensive stats for the afternoon here. Akarana, oh, she looked like Barnett hit it away.
Oh, that's not getting your hand caught in the cookie jar, mate. It's your foot caught in the cookie jar. Here's Joseph. Now Osborne. Joseph. Thompson. Here's Tuiala again. Uliona Wanga can't link up with Dana Moon this time. Still Counties Manukau ball. Still a few tackles left in this set as well as Aotearoa handles again. Nice to barge her way through. Not getting through Tui Tupo this time. Loto. Makaya. Good short ball to Saviete, who's close to scoring her second. It's just relentless attack. Pakaya. Well, she could have had a crack herself at the line there, I reckon, but in the end, that kick has got a bit too much juice on it.
Yeah, I thought they could have got out of dummy half and be a bit more assertive and just going for the line. Not a lot of options there for Pakaya, and probably the better one was to go for the try. You get held up short, you just turn it over, you're defending the line. Instead, kicking it dead, gives them 7 tackles. And a welcome 7 tackle set this is for the Falcons.
Uhila. Oh. Allen. Crunched. Tuilaepa. She doesn't lack heart and courage, does she? It's Jay Tuilaepa. Barnett. Just to get an awkward bounce through Lord's Tuiala. Not happening this time for the fullback for Counties.
Well, there seems to be an obvious plan for Akarana. They've come into this with a remit to try and kick early to get out of yardage. That's twice now they've kicked on 3rd and 4th tackle early in the set. When they're not getting distance on the ball, they might as well hold it and play out the whole set to try and conserve some energy for themselves and take a little bit out of the opposition. It's just playing into the hands of Counties at the moment.
Oh, Omaha needs to go back and replay that one. Oh, that pass was ruled forward, but the hoot is gone for half-time. So Akarana won't have a chance to capitalise inside Counties half. And it's been a dominant half by the Stingrays. Boy, it has. With 5 tries nailed by the Counties Manukau Stingrays and a very impressive first 35 minutes. 26 points to 0 here in Papakura. Half-time wrap coming in just a moment. Well, the National Women's Premiership final has reached the last half of the final, and it's Counties Manukau dominating Akarana. As the Stingrays try to win their first title since 2020. They're 35 minutes away. If they keep playing like they did in the first half, they're going to be too good. Can Akarana find a way back into this match? Thank you for joining us. So we have the last 35 minutes of the domestic season. Earlier today, it was Counties Manukau winning the men's title by 46 points to nil, really running away with that game against the Canterbury Bulls, who were brave for long periods of that game, but simply outclassed. Tui Tupo with that carry right there for the Falcons. Tui Alepa. Sekene back on the inside is a big shot there on Malama Tenios. She felt that one. Good carry there from Skylar Fainu Soma. Now Sekene. Just overweighting that just a little bit too much. Tuiala back there in good position for the Stingrays.
You mentioned about what Counties Manukau would have to do, and Coach Crystal Rota would have been telling him, just continue doing what you did in the first half. It's not so much what you're doing, it's how you're doing, and how they were doing it was too much for the Falcons. For the Falcons, what they needed to be talking about was getting their completions up a little bit higher, but stop kicking the ball away. How they've started this game, the second half. Get to the last play, get a good kick in, chase as a line, be aggressive as much as the opposition is being to us.
Florence Tuluwanawanga. Try scorer in the first half for Counties Manukau. Good run from Moon. She hasn't seen too much ball in the first half. I know Crystal Rota, the coach of the Counties Manukau Stingrays, are very excited about Dana Moon and how she's adapted to rugby league, playing her first season of rugby league. Out on this right wing side now, Osborne. What a pick up she's been for the Stingrays this season as well. Moving over from Australia, Loto. Good short ball to Aotearoa. Aotearoa. There's the ball for Joseph. He's having a fine game at dummy half. Osborne again. That's good hands from her. That will be a handover with Counties not able to get to their kick that time.
Yeah, just first signs look like they lost their way a little bit, a little lack of communication. But the fact that they kept them away from the scoreline is a good sign for Akarana.
Barnett at dummy half. Fainu Ukirisoma once again. Tuilaepa continues at dummy half. Now Tui Tupo looking for a gap up the middle. They've been few and far between in this game. Barnett. Kicking on the fifth. Now Carney going back here for Counties Manukau. Oh, she's lost it. That's a fine chase. Picked up here by Akarana. And there's a try. Excellent chase there from Marlena Lavia. Oh, no try. Hang on. No luck at all for the Falcons. She's been ruled to lose it forward, Lavia.
That's unfortunate because she deserved to get a try for that effort on the kick chase. Barnett choosing to kick early again. And now Bakani taking an age to get the ball. I can't see where the knock-on is. There's a scramble. Oh, she lost it in the act of putting it down.
Yep, there she is.
Before she's put it down, the ball's come out.
What about that from Tuiala? That play from the fullback.
Not only showing great attacking skill, great desire defensively to stop the try.
So let's come back to that first infringement by Amber Carney. Here's a chance for Lavia again. She might get a try after all. Dana Moon, good tackle from her. Good action to start the second half. Here's a chance for Sekene. Sekene looking for a gap there. The offload is good. There's no knock on there. It's play on. Nice play from Falcava. Falcava. 5 metres out to Ilepa. Sekene. Good hands. Here's another chance for the Falcons. Pasese. Can you believe that as Malamatenios has lost it? Oh, hard luck for the Falcons with Allen spilling it.
I'm not sure if there was anyone out. We couldn't quite see it on our footage whether there was someone outside of Pasese. But they look a lot more dangerous when they do move the ball, as they did at the start of the game. They're not going to match Counties one-on-one physically up the middle. They've got to move it around like that. Some nice football from Akarana.
Confidence to shift the ball a bit wider of that scrum that time from the Stingrays. Now Osborne. Joseph. There's Jamie Homaha. And that's what they need to do more of as well. Get up, right up in the faces of the Counties Manukau Stingrays. There's nothing complicated about rugby league, Willie. It's just effort and effort and effort.
That's right. It's a simple game. It's in the times of fatigue, whether you can still do it as Carney gets it down the touchline.
Carney keeps it in field brilliantly to Paya. That's good play from Counties. Carney at dummy half. Here's Frisia Pakaya. Ooh, bit of indecisive there. Gives it to Joseph, who now looks for a little gap. Jarrell Lautor taking the hit up for the Stingrays. Last tackle now for them in the set. Joseph to Thompson. Laetawa. Here's Tuiala in for fullback again. Beautiful play. Oh, that's excellent. Dana Moon in to score a terrific try. That is excellent from Counties. Dana Moon, 30-0.
And it's a great response from being down your own end, defending 1 minute, and shown some great skill to get it out to Amber Carney first of all down the left-hand side. She got the momentum flowing. And we'll see on the replay that instinctive play that we spoke about. You see Thompson gets it out to Laetawa, could read that Tuiala was on her hip. And Tupaia onto Moon. First try of the second half. But she's been great, Tuiala. Every time she's injected herself into the attack. Again, whether it's through the middle or out on the fringes running off her back rowers or off Thompson. And a little bit of space, she's been able to create something in that time. Moon was the recipient of all the hard work through the middle. The dominance continues.
Well, Dana Moon, she went off injured early last week. Thought she might have been done for the season. But here she is in the final. That's beautiful injection by Tuiala as well. Really good. Now Pakaya nailed a conversion from the sideline like this one in the first half, kicking into the window. Score will remain 30-0.
Yeah, back to Tuiala. It's one thing to read where the space is. It's another to have the turn of speed to be able to accelerate through it. She showed a great turn of speed then. And it was just 10 metres she needed to get through it, accelerate, and then find her edges in the acres of space that she had created. She's having a wonderful afternoon.
Tell you what, Crystal Water, I know she's relatively new to the coaching ranks as well. Tell you what she's got. She's got an eye for putting a player in the right position. She saw something in Pakaya, her former prop, could see some value in the halves, and she's been fantastic in the halves this campaign. Now we've seen Tuiala. Walter can see something from her as a middle forward, but now can see her equally as effective at fullback.
And with that, she has the benefit of not being long retired. So she would have played with a couple of these and has an insider view and opinion as a player or a fellow player and teammate with them.
Well, a rare mistake there from Jarrell Loto.
Yeah, disappointing. One of the few times in this part of the field they've turned it over.
Oh, she's had an excellent game up to that handling error. Worked very hard.
The last time they were in this position, Akarana, they got it off an error from a kick-off, and they made an error on play 4.
Oh, Akarana been very close to scoring on a couple of occasions in the second half. Hasn't kind of worked out for them just yet as Claudia Barnett feeds the scrum. Sekene. Now Roach. Bex Roach. Doing just enough to stay in the field of play. Tuilaepa. Now Sekene, who's been brave in this game with her running. Fainunu. Kerisoma. Here's Barnett again. Flat pass this time coming in for Malamatenios. Ooh. Bounces out of that one. Almost has it stolen, but Pakaya, that's gone forward surely from Frisia Pakaya.
Yeah, I liked it when Sekene and Barnett get themselves involved and they're directing play. They're taking control of where they're playing the game here. Malamatenios just with an offload, and Pakaya getting her hand in the way. They get another set now. And see if, with the numbers of tackles already increasing back to back, if they can take some fatigue out of this Counties Manukau side and convert it to points.
Oh, Sekene again. Here's a short flat pass this time. Carmel Uhila. Counties have been fantastic defending their line. Can they do it again? Sekene. Great pass, and Lavia is over to score. Finally for Akarana. And the Akarana 18s rep from earlier this year is over to score the try. Finally the Falcons on the board.
Yeah, she's been close on a couple of occasions today. And the closest being when she crossed the line, but unfortunately knocked it over. Not that time. A bit of space, as I said. Sekene gets involved. They got 4 down the short side. Counties unable to make the adjustments necessary numbers-wise. Great long ball, great shape from Lavia. And she gets a well-deserved try, the first for Akarana this afternoon.
Well, Stacey Sekene's been fantastic in the game, creating that pass. Well, that for Lavia. She's going to try and convert her own try here. Lavia's been a bit of a star at youth level. New Zealand Club's rep player last year. She's come through the Akarana 16s and 18 system for the last 4 years. And she is stepping up here to senior rep footy. Can't convert the try though, 30 points to 4.
And it was back-to-back sets. And getting that pressure and fatigue, and this is what happens when you start to get a little bit of fatigue in the legs and in the mind. You can't make good decisions. And they were able to get a couple of back-to-back sets, and Counties couldn't get the numbers that they needed. And they were able to pick their pockets and get one for themselves. Let's see if they can go and get some more points. They've got some in them.
Oh, Crystal Rota into coaching, done a great job with the Papakura Sea Eagles the last couple of years, and now moving into the counties rep scene as well. And players want to play for her too. A lot of players have moved from clubs for like Howick to Papakura to play under Crystal. Alice Shannon. Barnett just needing to go back and collect that pass from Tui Tupo. Pepe, another promising back rower, who's in the Akarana 18s team this year. Taupo. And the counties are trying to sweep all of the women's titles in 2025, winning the 16s and 18s at the NZRL Youth Tournament, now trying to capture the senior women's title as well. certainly well on track to doing that. Now there's a penalty this time against Angelina Hunt.
Oh, young Lavere. Young Melinda Lavere is showing some wrestle and some desire to play the ball quick, and Angelina Hunt just holding on, but yeah, she stood up for herself, the young girl. Have a look here, a bit of a wrestle. Referee sees a penalty. Oh, you might be picking on the wrong person. I think some of these older girls on the Akarana Falcons might have a word to her. Just settle down, young lady.
Yeah, just what does the scoreboard say? Melina? That's probably the first thing I'd be saying if I was Angelina. Now concern here over Jarrell Lawtor, former county's captain. She's been excellent in this game. Work rate is right up there. It's her biggest feature.
And remembering they already lost Platinum Masters early in the game, and she was replaced by Tiana Thompson. And Coach Crystal Rota wouldn't want to miss any more with this, the time ticking down to the last 20 minutes of this game.
Well, that's been stripped out of the hands by Carleen Lessor. That's a penalty. Hunt again involved.
So as I mentioned, the trend in the last time they were down here and they scored, they went error, try. They've gone penalty, and see if they can go try on the back of this.
Lessor in there trying to thump the ball free out of that Akarana player, Shannon. Here's Barnett. Pepe. 10 metres out. Falcons again. Hunting another score. Topor, good hands from her. Good leg drive from her as she goes to within 5 metres of the line. Tui Tupou. There's Sekeni again with that flat pass. Malamatenios. It is. Just a few metres out. Slow play the ball this time for Allen. Everything's going through Sekeni. Now it's going to have to go through someone else. On the last play here, Shannon's got to free those arms.
Yeah, not the play. Looked like Barnett was expecting the ball to try and get it to the edges. And then found its way in the hands of Alice Shannon. It looked like she wasn't aware it was last tackle. They turned it over in the right spot though.
Oh, a little error at the play the ball. Goes against County's Manukau. And that one's gone against Queenie Tupaia.
And even with that turnover a couple of play the balls ago, this is still a good period of the game for the Falcons. They're in the right part of the field. They're getting back-to-back sets. They're starving the Stingrays of any possession for a sustained period of time.
Not a bad view sideline, is it?
Ringside.
Exactly. They'll be hearing every tackle, feeling every hit. Here's Barnett. Got to weave some magic for Passesia, the young centre. Well looked after by Queenie Tupaia. Here's another chance for Akarana. Taylor back out there now. Taylor trying to get those legs pumping. Tui Tupou. Barnett again, sensing there might be an opportunity there for Taylor. And Taylor going close. Tui Tupou once more at dummy half. Oh, Topor, hard luck. And it's Tuiala who's come away with it for Counties.
Well, I don't know if that was the intention to play the crash ball, but Navelzine Topor needed to get a little bit deeper if that was the case. Regardless, she needed to be running onto it. And a little flat pass couldn't be taken. And disappointing end to the set.
Tupaia, it is. Tough carry by the centre. Thompson into dummy half. Moon. Things happen when Dana Moon gets her hands on the ball. Oh, she hasn't played it correctly there, though, and it's going to be Akarana possession.
Yeah, it was right on the sideline. There was no one closer than the touchy. You can see when she's trying to put the ball to ground, she loses grip. But they've already run the double round, and it's come up with a try. And they tried to do it again, but that's where the knock-on was. And whilst this is a pretty good period for the Falcons, it's a very, very disappointing period of the game for Crystal Roto and her side. Losing all their dominance and momentum and their stranglehold on the game.
Yeah, well, we've been going 20 minutes in the second half here, Willie, and it's a try piece in the second half. Barnett. Oh, Carney in there to make the big play on Lavia, but Lavia did well to weave on that occasion. Tui Tupo at dummy half again. Now Taylor. Here's Taupo. Well contained in the game. Good pick up, Tui Tupo. Now Barnett on the short side. Pasese. 10 metres out for the Falcons. County's defence, by and large, been very good in this game. Taylor with a short flat pass. And there's more than a flat hit from Aotearoa. That was a spanking shot. Tui Tupo driven back. Here's Taylor. Still alive here. Lavia in a dummy half. Pass is wobbly, and it's picked up by Counties Manukau. I think Loto's got it. It's going to be a penalty against Counties for being offside.
There's a little backstory going on here. We saw a little bit of a push and shove between Angelina Hunt and young Lavia. Lavia ran the ball, and she just made a beeline for Angelina Hunt, and they're just saying, exchanging words here. There's a little bit brewing there.
Taupo proving hard to handle again. Tui Tupo, now Sekene. Things happen when she gets her hands on the ball. Stasi Sekene. Lavia again. Well, it's Tui Tupo once again. Nice offload. Sekene. Here's a chance for the Falcons. Very nice tackle coming in from Tuliona Wanga for Counties Manukau. Short side attack is going to be good for Akarana. Another try. And Sekene, well, she created the first on that same part of the field, and this time she gets the try. 30-8.
Yeah, she deserved it. She's directed a lot of the good play for the Falcons in this second half, especially. She stood up in the key moments. As you said, she set up one. And it's down that left-hand short side again. You can see Sina Tui Tupo spotting there was a chance down there. Late movement from Sekene. No, she's too much for Tuiala. One-on-one on the try line. That's try number 2 to cap off a very, very, very good phase of play in this second half of the game. With 12 minutes to go and looking to finish as strong as they can and on track.
Trying to convert the try. Can't do so on this occasion. So 30-8, but it's been a sleeves up performance from Akarana in the second half. Try scorer was Sekene, number 6. County's not in danger of losing the game.
It'd be interesting what her thoughts are. You know, whilst they'll be happy to have a hand on the trophy right now and just let their game get away from them.
Well, 10 minutes to play. Well, it was that blistering back end of the first half, which really made the game safe for Counties Manukau. Bakaya restarts. Oh, that's a... Couldn't get a worse bounce there, could she?
Well, that's the key to it. She let it bounce. You just can't let the football bounce. It can go anywhere. And it went away from her. You just got to do whatever you can to catch it on the full. And they're straight back after scoring to defending their own end.
Well, straight into the action is Jamie Homaha. Counties Manukau have only scored that one try so far in the second half to Dana Moon. It was a beauty as well. Arguably the try of the game. Beautiful inside ball from Hunt. Savaete. Now Counties looking to re-establish their dominance in this game. Not handled by Tuiala this time as Carney goes back to tidy up. And that has been lost forward by Lords Tuiala.
Yeah, a little bit of mistiming between Pukaya and Tuiala. Down on the left edge. Tuiala catches it. And looks like they had a 2v1 opportunity there, but this period of turning the ball over, coming up with errors, just continues for Counties. And you just see Pukaya going at the line. Tuiala catches that. She's got Bex Roach and the winger on the outside and almost walking for a try.
Well, Akarana an option to spin it now as Lavia can't get past Florence Tuluwanawanga. Here is Uhila. 9 minutes to play in the Women's Premiership Final for 2025. Sekine being very brave, but that's a great tackle from Toya. Put her on her backside. Taupo. Here's a play out of dummy half from Tui Tupo. Taylor in a dummy half here. Barnett back in the pocket. Now here's Lords Tuiala. Good chase by Taylor.
That's better. It's what they were missing in the first half, and that should be a penalty to Akarana. No. Tuiala. Almost tripping her up. But they've had a really, really big half the spine for Akarana. There's another push on the play of the ball. Malavnitinianos. Just emotions getting the better of a couple of people I spoke about. A little one-on-one battle that was going on between Hunt and Lavere. It looks like it's spreading now. Seven minutes of their season left. They don't want to leave anything behind, Glenn.
And definitely Toya with that carry. Here's Homaha. Good energy from Jamie Homaha. Counties look like they're getting their momentum back into their game here. Here goes Angelina Hunt. Joseph again. Pakaya. Leatawa and Fast Saviete going close again. Got a massive roll on now. Have the Counties Manukau Stingrays. Pakaya gives it back to Hunt. Last play now for the Stingrays. Pakaya. Thompson with the nudge. It's weighted beautifully, and Lavia, nothing she could do there but force it dead.
That was a great touch on the kick and put all the pressure on Lavia to make a play through the chases. Pukaya and Thompson linking up together. Great fullback work from Lavia at the back to clean up. That was an outstanding touch.
Here's Omaha. Joseph. Here's Odessa Toya. Getting very close. Joseph again. Oh, Joseph looks for the try line. Is held up though. Thompson. Lautawa lining up there. Just takes the carry. Tuiala, lovely hands. And Dana Moonen for a second. Great linking again by Counties Manukau. And Moon, well, she might be playing a bit injured, but she's in for her second try.
And Tuiala injecting herself again. Just some nice, patient ball skills from Wonga and Tuiala. Just holding the ball up, timing their pass right. You see from Thompson, gets it out to Lautawa. And with 4 defenders in, getting the offload, there was always going to be spaces. And draw and pass. Space for Moon to go over for another try in the corner. And just to say that they're the ones who are in control of this game.
Well, they've had to absorb quite a bit more pressure in the second half compared to the first half, but they've done a pretty admirable job, the Counties Manukau Stingrays. Here's Freesia Pakaya. Goes for a 4th goal not to be, 34-8. Well, they're all set to win their first title for 5 years. Got close last year, only losing 12-10 to Akarana. Different story though. But Moon is playing. Doesn't look like she's much above 60-70% there.
It's a little bit more than a hobble, isn't it? And she's braving it, as you do in finals.
A nice take there by Thompson, and here comes Omaha. Good chase by Akarana, in particular Alicia Taylor.
She's had a big impact off the bench, Jamie Omaha.
Yeah, she has. In fact, she's a smaller body too. Just a bit more nippy and pacey. Yeah, Counties looking back on the inside. There's Tupaya. Here's Osborne. Away goes Hunt. Look at that gap. It was as wide as the Grand Canyon. Angelina Hunt, brave tackle there from Lavia. There goes Hunt Lavia again. Great stuff. Here's Lautawa. Lautawa kind of try to barge over. Oh, great hands from Tuiolono Wanga. Another try coming up. Exciting play by Counties. 38-8. And Tuiolono Wanga gets her second try of this final.
You could just get the sense in that set that the cracks were going to open up and really trouble the defence of the Falcons. And that's what happened. They were leaving defenders on the ground just before Angelina Hunt got her hands on the ball. It looked like it was going to be a replica of her try in the first half, if it not for a great tackle from Lavia. And that battle continues between those two. They see some spaces out on the edge. Lautawa gets it in her hands. Great offload, and Wanga, what a great job to keep that ball in. Steps off her right foot and gets herself a 4-pointer her first for today. And it's a strong finish for the county's Manukau Stingrays in this final, as they get one hand and a couple more fingers on that trophy.
Well, the Aotearoa sisters were to the fore there, that big run from Hunt. And then Oceania Aotearoa that offload for Tuluonawanga. And they're doing to Akarana in the second half just what they did in the first. Really powering through as Pukaya adds the extras. 40 points to 8. That is that you'd think in this game. Excellent performance. You'd have to say that county's men and women teams today have saved their best till last.
They both have been very, very good. And if for that 20, 25 minute period after half time, where they still had to defend well, it's been a great team performance from Counties Manukau across the board. They've been dominant to a player. They've been dominant against their opposition, but they showed some spirit here, Akarana, to get themselves a couple of tries. It's been a tough old afternoon for them.
It has, but it hasn't been for Counties Manukau, who thoroughly deserved this first championship for 5 years in the National Women's Premiership. And they have bounced back from last year's defeat to the Falcons, so they lost by 2 points. To thump them 12 months on, 40 points to 8 to claim the 2025 title. Eight tries in all. It was for the Counties Manukau Stingrays in this game. Tries to Hunt, Kani, Tuiala, Tudu, Tuluonawanga, and two tries to Dana Moon as well, with Saviete getting the other one. And it was Bakaya who did a good job with the goal kicking today as well, kicking 4 goals. Chance to check out the highlights for you. And this is in the first half with Angelina Hunt at her best.
That's what I was saying. It was almost a replica of her break. I thought she was going to score. She opened the game and set the platform for her side. And then there was Pukaya, who was organising proceedings and found out Makani. But then there was the speedster, Tuiala, at fullback. Too quick, too much footwork, too dangerous through the middle when the play got quick. Then she injected herself on the edge. Watch this play. Wanga, Moon, double round. And Moon scores in the corner. And then Pukaya, just a nice short ball, such as Savaeti, to put it down. And the flow you could feel was just getting away from Akarana.
Yeah, and here we go in the second half. I love the execution of this one. Look at Tuiala's injection from fullback here, and the linking with her outsides was first class.
Yeah, it was outstanding, her timing and her ability to score. But then Sakini knew she needed to control things and get themselves back in the game with a bit of position going their way. She throws a nice cutout ball to Lavea. But then she sees a space down the short side, late movement, and she gets the second for Akarana. Well, that was about all it got, as good as it got there for Akarana. Aotearoa with an offload, Tuiala injecting herself again, Wanga drawing pass from Moon to get her second.
Yeah, and then the last try of the game coming here from Tuluonawanga. And again, Aotearoa. What we didn't see in the lead up to that was that massive run from Angelina Hunt, as the centre went over to score a double to complete the scoring. 40 points to 8. Good to see some of those injured players as well enjoying in the team's success today. Let's get some after-match reaction now. I think we've got Player of the Day with Fred de Jong.
Well, Lourdes, congratulations on winning the Sky Sport Women's Premiership this year. What does winning the final mean to this team?
Such a special feeling, especially with this team. It didn't take us long to build connections, and it's such a, especially because we didn't win last year, so it's definitely a special one for this grand final with the new girls. And new players that have come along into rep footy, so yeah.
You say you lost the final. It was a close game last year by 2 points. How good does it feel to get up over Akarana this year?
Oh, best comeback ever, I reckon. But I'm glad to be playing alongside these special players, so yeah, it's one to remember.
And also talk us through your try, man. You cut right through the middle of the defence there. Great try.
I almost lost my footing in that one, so I had to pick up my feet again, but yeah, special one. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous.
Brilliant. No, go away, go grab a medal, will you?
Thank you.
Well, great effort from Lord's Tuiala. She showed her all-round skill in that fullback position today, Willie. She was fantastic, not only with that brilliant try in the first half, but also her touches elsewhere too.
Yeah, she was silky. Whenever they decided to go wide, especially down that right-hand channel, she threatened every time and came up with some really good decisions of where the ball needed to get to and when. But then she brought herself into the game around the middle at the right times too, when she could sense there was a quick play of the ball going on, defence wasn't ready, and she got herself that try and threatened another time in the second half. A very, very good afternoon for her and her spine partners. They were very, very dominant.
Yeah, shout out to Pakaya. Excellent player.
And Thompson, who came in off the bench, they stood up to be counted, as did Akarana's spine. Sukeni and Barnett and Lavere at the back were good when they needed to respond to. They just weren't able to do it for long enough periods in this final.
Yes, indeed. And that power running of those middle forwards for Counties, it was like a carbon copy of their men's team earlier today. So a great day for Counties Rugby League. The men's team capturing their first men's premiership for 10 years. When they beat Canterbury 46-0 in the first women's premiership for 5 years for the women's team in this game here. So all in all, not too shabby.
Wonderful way to go into the summer.
Yeah, it's exciting time for women's rugby league, isn't it? A lot of talent now emerging in the women's game in New Zealand, and still great to see players like Amber Carney contributing, experienced players still playing the game as well.
And great opportunities. When you look at a team like the Warriors and Ron Griffith, not afraid to use local talent if they're good enough. You've got Amber Rose Carmont last year with young Ivana Lautiti from the local game. There's no reason why some of this young talent here wouldn't be picked up.
Well, exactly. Ivana Lautiti is an excellent example. 12 months ago, she was playing in the rep game down in Waikato when the 18s New Zealand secondary schools played the club's team. Ivana Lautiti played in that game. 12 months later, she's in the Kiwi Ferns. Let's get to the presentation now.
Our National Football Ops Manager is here to present our awards. Our first award is our MVP of the final. Our MVP of the final from Counties Manukau, number 1, Lourdes Tuiala. Congratulations. We would now like to invite up our runners-up. We would now like to invite up our runners-up for the NZRL Women's Premiership final, the ladies from Akarana Falcons. You can all come up and receive your medals. And their captain, Kere, will say a few words.
Tēnā rā tātou e te whānau. Firstly, I just want to say thank you to our supporters, our families, for holding it down for us while we've been training over the last few weeks. And to Counties for today, that was a tough game, man, but at the end of the day, we come here to do what we do, and we do it for our families and our purpose, and I just want to say thank you on behalf of our team. E mihi ana.
show some love for the runners-up of our NZRL Women's Premiership, Akarana Falcons. Now let's invite up our winners of the 2025 NZRL Women's Premiership, Counties Manukau. And their captain, Angelina Hunt, will say a few words.
Firstly, I'd like to give thanks and praise and glory back to our Heavenly Father. I'd like to thank NZRL, the match officials, and everyone that worked behind the scenes to make this campaign possible. Thank you to our Akarana sisters for a hard game. We knew after last week you guys were going to come back harder and stronger. So yeah, you really made us work out there. Definitely be proud of yourselves because yeah, it was a hard one out there. To our family and supporters, we thank you for backing us over the last 6 weeks. And we hope we made you guys proud. Oh, well. And to our girls, our staff, our coaches and management, this campaign was big on legacy. We spoke about the importance of this jersey, what it meant, and making sure we left this jersey in a better state for those that are yet to come. So we really hope that we made everyone proud because I'm so proud of my team and yeah, what we showcased. So thank you everyone, and it's time to take this trophy back to the South.
Your NZRL Women's Premiership winners for 2025, Counties Manukau. A big thank you to everyone for a massive season, for both club and representative. Have a good break and enjoy the rest of your 2025. And don't forget, the Kiwis are playing Toa Samoa and the Kiwi Ferns have Whetu Samoa on Sunday at Mount Smart Stadium. For more info, nzrl.co.nz. Kia ora.
You don't tire of it, do you? Well, there we go, Angelina Hunt with the winner's trophy here in Papakura on the final day of the NZRL Premiership season. Well done to the Counties Manukau women's team. Far too strong for Akarana in winning their first title for 5 years. That score again, 40 points to 8. And a great moment for the Aotearoa family, with the two sisters triumphing as well as the rest of the team in this clash. Thank you for watching. Well done to the Akarana team as well. And that brings the curtain down on the domestic season for 2025, with Counties claiming both the men's and the women's titles. Thank you for watching here, and we'll catch you for more footy very soon. Mā te wā.